This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning from WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. March 4th is the day.
Here we are. The weekend is rolling our way. And now at 6:30, the Republican establishment's effort to derail Donald Trump's presidential campaign included an avalanche of criticism before and during the latest candidate debate.
The race for the White House turns its attention to Kentucky. We're live to explain what you need to know about tomorrow's Republican caucus.
And it will be an important game, certainly at Rupp Arena. The Kentucky Wildcats will say goodbye to their only senior, and they'll try to end the regular season undefeated at home.
And again, we're tracking flakes of snow out there on the Defender radar network, some showing up just to our northeast. That's going to continue for a little while longer, but as we progress through the day, what we're going to see is a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures likely jumping into the low and mid 40s. It's the beginning of a warm-up, guys, one that continues into the weekend.
All right, and we look forward to that warm-up. And leading our news this half hour, the Republican candidates for president took part in their first debate since Super Tuesday, the one before the caucuses, or what are being called Super Saturday. And that debate was lively.
As you could imagine, with Donald Trump's involvement, of course. CBS News correspondent Weijia Zhang reports from Detroit.
Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio paid little attention to each other and lobbed insults at Donald Trump during Thursday's Fox News Channel debate.
Donald has a tenuous relationship with the truth.
If anyone who's ever deserved to be attacked that way, it's been Donald Trump.
Trump fired back.
The real con artist is Senator Marco Rubio. The people of Florida can't stand him. He couldn't get elected dog catcher. You're the liar. You're the lying guy up here. I've given my answer, Lion Ted.
Things went from personal to vulgar.
And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem.
Ohio Governor John Kasich stayed out of the brawl.
And people say everywhere I go, you seem to be the adult on the stage.
Kasich, by all traditional senses, had a good night, but as we know, this is an untraditional year.
Trump said he enjoyed himself.
It's going to be tough. I thought it was going to be a little bit more violent, a little bit more back and forth, a little tougher.
Here in Detroit, Rubio, Cruz, and Kasich all said they would support Trump if he wins the Republican nomination. Their promise came hours after 2012 GOP nominee Mitt Romney blasted Trump in a speech and called him a phony and a fraud. Kasich says Trump may not be the nominee.
Frankly, if I win Ohio, we're probably going to end up in a convention, a brokered convention.
Trump also said he will support the GOP nominee if another candidate gets the nod. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Detroit.
Well, Trump already has more than a quarter of the delegates needed to secure the party's nomination.
Well, there are 3 caucuses on Saturday across America, including the one here in Kentucky. We've been telling you about this year's Republican caucus for months. Still, many have questions about how exactly it works. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk to explain. It has been a
Good morning, Bill. The first thing you need to know is this caucus is only for registered Republicans. When you compare the caucus to a primary, there are some major differences. The caucus hours are much shorter, and there are fewer caucus locations. Most counties only have 1 caucus location, but urban areas like Lexington have 4 locations. Polls will be open from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Now, there are more than 1 million Republican voters in Kentucky, but this caucus was put into place for just one man. Senator Rand Paul wanted the caucus because state laws would not allow him to appear on the ballot for both president and U.S. Senate. Paul even paid $250,000 to help cover the expenses for the caucus because it was the only way he could run for both offices. Paul suspended his presidential campaign last month. Now, Paul's bid for the White House has created Kentucky's first caucus in more than 30 years. If you are looking for your caucus location to visit, go ahead, visit our website, WKYT.com. We have a link there to everything you need to know before you vote in tomorrow's caucus. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
And just be sure that you're aware that it is likely that your caucus location is different from where you vote at your precinct. And be sure to join us throughout the day for coverage tomorrow and tomorrow evening at 7. As those first results are released, WKYT News will have a live special report. We hope you join us at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening.
We have 18 school closings or delays this morning on WKYT.com. That's thanks to Mother Nature. Hit the bluegrass with a quick round of snow. And Rowan County State Police say slick roads forced them to shut down part of Route 60 after several injury crashes. Rowan County is one of the school districts that is on a 2-hour delay this morning. Remember, you can track snow with the latest traffic on our WKYT Weather Plus traffic app. Download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. 2 high-profile Lexington murder cases will be moving forward today.
Mark Taylor is set to face a judge later this morning. Police say he and another man lured Alex Johnson into their car and beat him to death back in 2013. Johnson's body was later found in the Kentucky River. Taylor is charged with murder and kidnapping. We don't know what is expected to happen in court today, but we do plan to be there to find out where the case goes from here. And Paris Charles is also due in court this morning. Lexington police say he killed his girlfriend, Goldia Massey, last year at his home on Chatsworth Drive. The victim's severed arms and torso were later found along the banks of the Kentucky River in Jessamine and Henry counties. Charles's murder trial is scheduled to begin Monday.
A Scott County woman convicted of murder will be formally sentenced today. A jury recommended that Melinda Turner spend 30 years in prison. She was convicted of killing her boyfriend. In 2010, Maxwell Pomeroy was stabbed to death at a home in Georgetown. Well, the state of Kentucky suing another women's clinic, this one in Lexington.
The decision came as a state Senate committee has approved a bill that would make it harder for new abortion clinics to open in the Commonwealth. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live now to explain. Michelle?
Behind me is the clinic that Governor Bevin's administration is suing, claiming that the clinic performs abortions without a license. Now, we reached out to the clinic yesterday, and they have yet to comment on the matter. Now, this morning we are learning about a bill that would apply to new Kentucky abortion clinics that are licensed after July 1st. The new clinics would have to meet stricter medical standards before opening. The bill would require abortion clinics to get a certificate of need from state regulators. The clinics would also have to meet the standards of an ambulatory surgery center. News of the bill comes after the Cabinet for Health and Family Services filed a lawsuit claiming the EMW Women's Clinic has performed abortions without a license. The claim also states inspectors found expired medication and some unsanitary conditions inside the clinic. Now, one group calls itself the 40 Days of Life, stands out front of the EMW Women's Clinic for 40 days, twice a year, and has been doing this for the last 6 years, and they're out here right now this morning. And I spoke to Jane Morris of the group, and she said, of course, she would be excited if the clinic did get shut down. Now, once again, we reached out to the clinic yesterday, and they have not made a comment on this matter as of yet. Now, the Secretary of Cabinet for Health and Family Services said the clinic has not been inspected by the Cabinet since 2006. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you. And 4 Kentucky State House races are next week, drawing the national spotlight in one of the strongholds for Southern Democrats. Republicans are hoping to win the special elections and potentially gain control of Kentucky's House of Representatives. It's the last legislative chamber in the South still controlled by Democrats.
A Madison County woman's accused of stealing thousands of dollars from an organization she worked for. State police say Laura Noble stole more than $33,000 from the Richmond Kiwanis Club, where we've learned she was the treasurer. Joan Klein says she first noticed some discrepancies in the club's funds after becoming president late last year. She asked state police to investigate. Despite having to start over financially, Klein says the public services that the Kiwanis Club offers will not be affected.
An Estill County restaurant that voluntarily closed during a salmonella outbreak is now back open. Eagles Roost Sports Bar and Restaurant in Irvin closed last month as a precaution. The Estill County Health Department says a recent inspection finds no major infractions at the restaurant. The Health Department has yet to determine where the salmonella outbreak started. Well, the postseason continues for the UK women's team.
The Cats knocked off LSU in the first round of the SEC tournament in Jacksonville. They led by 12 at the half and built their lead to 20 in the fourth quarter. They cut it down to 8, but the Cats hung in for the win against LSU. Michaela Epps and Jenny Thompson, 17 apiece. The game was never in doubt. Kentucky advances after a 79-71 win. The women's team will be back on the court today to take on Florida.
All right, we wish them well. And the men's team will welcome LSU to Rupp Arena tomorrow. It will be senior day. It's Kentucky's final game of the regular season. UK lost to LSU by 18 points a month ago down in Baton Rouge, but the Cats are holding on to one of the longest home court winning streaks in the country. They'd love to see it continue. You can see tomorrow's game at 2 o'clock live right here on WKYT. Should be a good one tomorrow. 6:40 the time, 20 before 7 now, and time to check live drive traffic and see what's going on out there early on your Friday morning.
Friday. You said that with kind of a singing.
A little lilt, right?
Yeah.
Looking good. We have no reports of any major problems this morning. There is one accident now coming in on New Circle Road. This is at Palumbo Drive. Police are responding to that situation. We are now being told it is a non-injury accident, but nevertheless, they'll hope to clean it up quickly ahead of the morning rush this morning. From Nicholasville, it's a quick ride in, about 11 minutes, a half hour or so from Richmond, Winchester, a little bit of a slow ride in this morning. Speeds are down from there this morning, but overall, pretty good ride.
Yeah, looks good. All right, so we've got another cute story. It's Bark versus Robot.
Uh-oh. That story coming up on WKYT.
One dog refuses to back down from this machine. That story after weather.
And tracking a few flakes out there this morning. Not for everybody, not quite like yesterday. And we're all about this weekend warm-up and beyond. I'll have it all coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
A quick band of snow moving through parts of our area this morning. Nothing compared to the big mass of precipitation that we had yesterday. Snowflakes will move out, though, this morning as we move along here. Showers possible for your Saturday, and then a much, much warmer next week. As we get into those days, we're talking upper 60s, low 70s. There you see the flakes flying across parts of Maysville into sections of Fleming County and also into Rowan County, and that's really kind of the targeted area seeing most of the precipitation from that particular batch. Not much expected out of that, less than a tenth of an inch or so. And you can even see the model is picking up on the fact that it's dying out and that it doesn't even make it into Lawrence County there. So running out of steam as it moves more toward the east here. Here's what it looks like on the big picture. You got the snow showers showing up across parts of Kentucky, and then another system that's going to be moving toward us. Again, this one's not going to be a moisture-rich system, but it will bring some showers into the area for us tomorrow. So you can already see it's taking shape and will move into Kentucky as we advance through time here. Watch what happens. We drop through the day today. We watch that area of high pressure clear things up a little bit, so a mix of sun and clouds for you through the day. And then tonight as well, there you see that system dropping in on us. We're at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. Showers breaking out from essentially Louisville, Owensboro really, to Louisville and all the way into Covington, and then the showers continue. Rain, just plain old rain at this point, and that will hold steady through the day, into the afternoon, and into the evening hours as well across Kentucky. Next week, though, we shift from talking about pleasant stuff, because we will have some pleasant stuff with it, but it's a perfect setup in the springtime because we've still got the true battle of the air masses. You can see that right here when you've got what is a much cooler air mass showing up to our north and the much warmer stuff that's going to be right over Kentucky. It's a classic bash where they come together, where we talk about strong and maybe even severe thunderstorms and round after round of that. There's our 7-day forecast where we're tracking that into the area and also highs back into the upper 60s. Sunday, Monday look to be fantastic days too, by the way, as we're talking about the pleasant part of weather. But I did mention that we would be dealing with strong or even severe thunderstorms possibly next week. So from 4 to 6:30 today, Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and I will be at the Richmond Road Kroger Marketplace as part of Severe Storms Preparedness Month. Now, get a weather radio and we will help you get it programmed, because let me tell you, they can be confusing and they can go off for wrong areas. So we'll help get you set up there this evening. So come out and be sure to join us, and maybe even come give Chris a hug because he loves us.
He needs it,
On a lighter note, give him a hug.
I think you need it this morning.
And if you're
I always need one.
heading out the store, you could hand him a hot dog too. He'd probably like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay. 6:47 right now.
I'd like a hot dog. That'd be pretty good. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. In a parking lot in Palo Alto, California, a dog met his match in the form of a robot.
This is a lot of fun here. Video captured the encounter as the dog refuses to back down from that robot. The dog's owner, Andy Rubin, is the founder and CEO of Playground Global, a tech startup incubator. The dog robot showdown was filmed in the Playground Global's parking lot there.
Oh, wow.
Boston Dynamics created the robot.
I can't tell which one's cuter, the dog or the robot.
I don't know.
No, I hate robots, actually.
That little dog stand his ground.
That robot's creepy, okay?
Oh, it is, you know.
You know, it kind of looks spidery or something. I don't know.
And headless or
I don't know.
All right.
Ugh.
Well, anyway.
Yuck.
Friday morning on WKYT with that weekend on the way. Glad to have you along. 6:48 right now.
Yeah, more news. Stay with us.
Ahead here on CBS This Morning, we'll talk with John Dickerson about the latest attack-filled debate and whether it will have any impact on Donald Trump's campaign. And we take a run with the professional ballroom dancer who lost part of her leg in the Boston Marathon bombing. She's now gearing up to run in this year's race. The news is back in the morning, so we'll see you right at 7.
Time this morning is 6:51, rolling towards 7 o'clock, and still to come, new developments, a CBS News investigation of the Wounded Warrior Project and claims of lavish spending by board members on themselves.
Hear from a donor so angry after seeing the report he launched a new mission for answers. That's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Getting ready for it right now, as you see.
Well, the first GOP debate since Super Tuesday turned into really a shouting match with 2 of the 3 candidates just trailing Donald Trump, and they were throwing jabs at him.
And Ohio Governor John Kasich, though, proclaimed himself as the only adult on the Detroit debate stage. He tried to stay out of the arguing. Many in the Republican establishment have launched a campaign to try to derail Trump. 2-time GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney called him a phony yesterday and certainly got a lot of pushback from Trump after that.
Well, Kentucky will have a chance to weigh in on the presidential race tomorrow. Kentucky's Republican Presidential Caucus is Saturday. Voting hours from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There are 46 delegates at stake. Now, we have a complete guide to understanding the Kentucky Republican Caucus on WKYT.com. Be sure to join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. as well as all day, really. We'll have coverage, but at 7, that's when those first results released. We'll have live special coverage on WKYT.
Kentucky's new Republican governor and the growing majority in the state Senate have pressured abortion providers this year. They're combining forces with 2 lawsuits from the governor to penalize and shut down clinics and at least 5 bills that critics say could hinder access. Republican Governor Matt Bevin has been in office 3 months and has now sued 2 abortion clinics, including one in Lexington yesterday. We'll be in a Lexington courtroom later this morning to find out what is next for a man accused in a high-profile murder case. Mark Taylor is set to face a judge later this morning. Police say he and another man lured Alex Johnson into their car and beat him to death in 2013. Johnson's body was later found in the Kentucky River. Taylor is charged with murder and kidnapping.
We have an update this morning on a rock slide that has I-75 shut down in Tennessee. The Tennessee Department of Transportation released some video of work being done. The rock slide shut down 75 south of the Kentucky border. Crews expect to reopen the southbound lanes by March 17th and they hope to have at least one northbound lane open by March 24th. Well, one casino is giving away a prize that is truly out of this world. The Maryland Live Casino is giving away 4 trips to space. And you don't have to be an astronaut to win. For the entire month of March, players will be entered into a drawing for the Galactic giveaway. The casino has teamed up with the second man to walk on the moon, Buzz Aldrin. The space pioneer says the giveaway is also a look ahead to endless possibilities.
Our limits are unreachable because they're always beyond what we've done before.
Well said. The casino's marketing VP said that they try to find creative prizes that aren't the same as what other casinos are offering. The first drawing for the space trip is tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that definitely is a different option. Time this morning is 6:54, and on WKYT.com, we have the closing bar up right now, and that is because we do have some schools having to cancel or delay classes today after those sudden snowstorms that rolled through parts of the region yesterday. Quite a mess, basically east of Lexington. Kentucky's first Republican presidential caucus in modern times is tomorrow. The caucus locations to be open from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturday. Now, we have answers to your questions about the caucus there on our webpage, and we have also posted a video story from Miranda Combs. It's a little Caucus 101 to really get you ready for what to expect tomorrow. WKYT News with that special report tomorrow evening at 7 with caucus results. Now, there will be no time to have any break from politics because Tuesday Tuesday, 4 special elections in Kentucky could be crucial as to which party will control the state house going forward. Now, the candidates in the 62nd district out of Owen, Scott, and a part of Fayette County will be my guests on Kentucky Newsmakers on Sunday morning. Also trending, our story of a Richmond woman accused of stealing more than $33,000 from the Kiwanis Club where she had been the treasurer. And Kentucky.com has a video and a story up about lots of citizens sounding off about farm tax breaks being given to many in Fayette County who do no farming. It spins out of a Herald Leader investigation. And CBS This Morning is coming up shortly at 7 with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. There they are, testing out things in the CBS Broadcast Center. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
And Bill, while we're not seeing the snow here in Lexington, it is certainly foggy to get things going here this morning. Right now in Lexington, we are tracking that fog. Visibility down to around less than a mile. 36 degrees currently with a feels-like temperature of 32. Visibility down all over the place. So this is visibility throughout most of the area, all coming in less than a mile through central and into parts of eastern Kentucky. So that's what you're going to deal with as you walk out today. A few folks seeing flakes flying to our north and east. But we will warm up and track some showers into parts of the weekend, guys.
Okay, there it is. We want to thank you for joining us here on WKYT. Nobody is more up to date than you to start your day.
Have a great day and an awesome weekend.